The world is buzzing with AI tools, but instead of making things easier, they've made things overwhelming. There's a better way. Meet Superhuman, the AI productivity suite that gives you superpowers so you can outsmart the work chaos. With Grammarly, Mail, and Coda working together, you get proactive help across your workflow, no matter how you work. Experience AI that meets you right where you are. Unleash your superhuman potential today. Learn more at superhuman.com/podcast. That's superhuman.com/podcast.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says you can't stop the waves from rolling, but you can learn how to surf. One of the pieces of advice that I learned over time is when people can't control you, they control how people see you. Now, I'm sure that many of you have people who don't like you and you can't figure out why. I'm sure you have family members, co-workers, friends of friends who just don't like you. I have a lot of that. Apparently, I shine brighter than I should shine, and because other people are uncomfortable around my shine, I should dim my light. Or my favorite one is, you think you know everything. And for the record, I know a lot of things. I just don't know everything. I think one of the problems that people have is that they are afraid to live in their truth, to be their full selves. And that doesn't mean telling everything about yourself to everybody. It means you are honest with who you are as a human being. You know your frailties and your fault. And what people will do if they find out about your frailties and your faults, they will then use those things to go out to the crowd when they can't control or manipulate you and then make you out to be the bad guy. I have story after story after story over the course of my 30-year career where people have done just that. There was a litigation case based around a patent and a trademark, and it was a massive case. So they needed hundreds of lawyers to climb through boxes and boxes and boxes. I think the count of boxes was like 600,000 boxes of documents. And the firm had hired all these lawyers to come and do a document review and then do an analysis of those documents they had. And so I was in a group of 7 lawyers, and we're sitting in this warehouse. And then the warehouse had sections set up, and there were maybe 30 teams of 7 lawyers each. And I got hired to this one team where my expertise was. Everyone in the group were just trying to find a job, where my expertise was centered around IP. I'm happy. I'm doing what I like to do. I get to be analytical. I get to do research. I get to enjoy the fruits of the labor that I went through to get to where I was with my education. Somehow, some way, I was not helping one of the individuals who thought they were the top dog in the group. And instead of coming to work with me, she decided that she was going to poison the bodies around her and make me out to be the bad guy. And that's okay. Everybody always will make me out to be the bad guy because it's easier to believe a lie than to believe the truth, because lies are colorful. You can fill in the empty spaces with more lies or half truths. And that's how people win other people over to disparage who you are as a human being, because your light shines a bit too bright for them, and they don't know how to be your equal or make their light brighter. So they will begin to poison people around you to make you out to be the bad guy and tell them shit that is untrue about who you are or your character. Weeks go by, I'm getting pulled into meetings. Weeks go by, I'm getting pulled into meetings with executive staff and senior lawyers, and they're asking me these unbelievable questions. And I'm like, what is happening here? Oh, well, your work isn't up to par, and we've seen some mistakes you've made. And I was like, can I see the mistakes that you're saying I've made? And I'm looking at the documents. I said, that's not even my handwriting. And one of the guys who I knew, who got me the position, was like, what do you mean, Malik? That's not your handwriting. That is not my handwriting, nor is that my signature. So somebody signed out for a bunch of boxes, screwed the entire box up, took all the files, rearranged the files, put them back. And this was a very, very important box, and came back to me and was like, how did you reorganize the box? Because now we don't know what order these documents were in. And I was looking at the box and I was like, okay, I don't know what this box is. I've never seen this box before. And then the white woman who didn't care for me, she's like, well, you signed out for the box. And I looked at the signature and said, that's not my signature. And so the little minion who caused all the problems, she was like, it is your signature. I was like, it's not my signature. So our overall boss was like, why do you say it's not your signature? You did sign for it. I didn't sign for it. That date, I wasn't even here. So I can't sign for something I wasn't here. And the person who signed the document signed my name in script. The lawyer's like, so what's the problem with that? I signed my name in Arabic. So unless that's what Arabic looks like and I am on a hallucinogen or I've been drinking all day, that is not my signature. Well, we really can't, we don't know what that is. I said, what do you mean you don't know what it is? I can show you my driver's license. I can show you my passport. I can show you all the documents where my signature is on it. You can look at the contract that I signed before I took the job, what my signature looks like. They had already made the decisions. They were letting me go. I was like, cool, no problem. I'll collect my check. I'll be on my way. Weeks go on. I get a phone call from the agency that got me placed in the position through the friend who worked there, who made sure that I got in there. And the agency called us like, hey, we were wondering if you would be interested in going back to so-and-so firm. And I was like, not interested at all. And she was like, well, I know there was a misunderstanding about documents that you signed for. And once again, you're making the assumption I signed for documents and I did not. So you already believe that I did something wrong, but because of my skill set, they want me back. Thank you, but no thank you. When you find the snake in the grass that is doing all the work they need to do to discredit your character, they are not your friend. What you don't know is they're your competition, or rather, you're their competition. You have to weed out these motherfuckers who don't celebrate your wins, who don't help you get over your losses, who aren't in your corner 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and will always be there. Most of you motherfuckers, including me, have friends who ain't fucking friends. They're in competition with you, and you don't even know they're in competition with you. And once you discover that that's what it is, you got to step away. You gotta let them go, because you have to be in your fullness. And in order for you to be in your fullness, you have to have the wherewithal to know that the people around you see who you are proud of who you are, who promote who you are. And if someone else doesn't promote you and always tries to disparage you, that's a motherfucker you don't need in your life. And if that friend doesn't like, oh, I'm not fucking with you, I know him, that ain't who he is. You need to stop telling those lies or those half-truths or whatever the fuck you're doing. And instead says, well, I was just listening. I wanted to know what it is. That ain't your friend either. That's the person who's trying to sit on the fence to see what side is going to win. They're trying to pick what battle they want to be a part of. Nobody wants to be on a losing side. But a losing side is limited to what they see. If they can't see what it is in front, they're definitely not going to see what it is all the way down the road, around the bend, and down the stairs. Your narrative is what you wake up with every day. Who you are is what you have created over the time you have lived and worked and been. Don't worry about other people's narrative or how they want to control you. You control you. You are your first friend, above and beyond anything else. And if you can't be your first friend, then you need to figure out how to love you unconditionally first before you can be anybody else's friend. And understand what the word friend means. We say friend, I have a friend, this is my friend, this is my friend. We say it too flippantly. We don't take the time to learn the person, to see where we are aligned, where we're not aligned, where we agree and what we disagree on. Most of us, because we know them, we consider them to be a friend. Friendship is a lifetime. Friendship takes time. Friendship is a trust. And if the people who are talking shit about you or trying to control the narrative with other people so they can try to force you to dim your life, they ain't your fucking friends. And I guarantee you, you're thinking about it right the fuck now, and you got 4 or 5 people, you're like, that motherfucker is that way. So, I want you to think about this theory that I have: shine, glow, and glisten. You will always shine. Friends glow because they want to see you shine, as you should see them shine when it's their time to shine. And everyone else glistens. Most of the people in your life glisten. Very few glow, and your shine will always be if you allow it to be. But if you let other people control your narrative, then your shine will dim. And we don't want that to happen. Be bright, shine always, and fuck them motherfuckers who don't like it. Stay woke. We out.